today's video, we're going to be going over a complete Shoreline stash guide. That's right, all 40 stashes plus good routes to take to make the most of your time in raid to get the most money out of it. You're going to see from this video that you can make a serious bit of money from looting the stashes on Shoreline, but personally that isn't my style. I don't go running around and looting as many stashes as possible, and that's why I'm going to hand this video to someone that does, someone that knows their shit to provide you the best possible information. A good friend of mine, WhiskeyCat. She streams on Twitch and she streams a lot of Escape from Tarkov, so if you do want to check out her Twitch channel, link in the description, go give her a follow. But other than that, let me hand you over to the Rat Queen herself, and she'll show you how to make some really quick money with the Shoreline stashes. Enjoy guys, and I'll see you at the end of the video for a quick message from our long-term sponsor of the channel, Shadow.
Hey guys, it's Whiskey. First of all, I'd like to thank Sam for giving me the opportunity to create this video and give back to the Tarkov community. I'll be going over all 40 stashes in Shoreline and help you remember locations of even the most difficult to find stashes. Then I'll give you an average breakdown of value after successfully hitting 15 or more stashes in a single raid, as well as some of my best routes to take to avoid player conflict and increase your chances of extracting. If you'd like to follow along on the map, please check for a link in the description below. Now let's start with stash number 1. Number 1 is located on the west side of the village against the wall right before the truck. Now we'll head to stash number 2. There's a couple different ways you can get to number 2, either by going past the truck and around or through the village itself. As you can see, the stash is located right by the break in the fence next to a bush. Next up is 3 and 4, which are directly across from each other. Stash number 3 is located inside of the concrete cylinder, while stash number 4 is located directly across in the trash heap. From here, continue down the road and past the car and red shed into the wooden brown one next to it. Take a sharp right outside the shed, and number 5 will be located right around the corner. Number 6 is located southeast of downtown, next to a broken down cabin and some rocks. Just keep walking, you'll eventually find it. And would you look at that? It's right in front of you. Head north of this stash to the lakes directly below cottages. And in the middle landmass past the lootable box, you will find stash number 7. Head northeast of this stash to the construction zone. Once inside the wall, keep left and make your way down to the corner with some bushes, and you will find stash number 8. Head directly east as if you are on your way to the terminal under the resort. Among some trees and ferns, you will find stash number 9. This is one of the more difficult to find stashes and is not as widely known. Take a good look at the stash. There is some dead wood behind it and 2 tall trees side by side next to it. From here, go straight north to the east side of terminal on the far north corner. This is stash number 10. Make your way west into Suicide Fields. According to the map, number 11 is located on the northeast side of the fields by a stack of hay. Unfortunately, my brain always gets confused where this one is located. And there she is. From here, head all the way west to the southern part of the swamp. Head slightly northwest of the lootable house and look for a pile of lumber and an old broken down fence. This is where stash number 12 is located. Head east of this stash in between two broken down cabins. Head around the left side of the left cabin, and stash number 13 is in the back corner by a fence. Go back around the south side of the swamp and walk around the swamp water until you come across the cabin with an attached shed on the right side. Walk into the shed and stash number 14 will be at the back of it. Make your way east to the church inside the swamp. Go around the back left side of the church in between the graveyard and the ruins of an old building. You will find stash 15 in the back left corner under a small tree. Continue going north from 15 and avoid the poo water until you come across two small bridges connected to a small landmass. Go past the lootable box and jump in the poo water to access stash number 16. From here, head east towards the box truck and electrical pylons. Back behind the first pylon you see is stash number 17, in between a rock and a short tree. Run straight across to the east visible hill from this location, and number 18 will be next to a tent and between a large tree and a very small tree. The next stash is a bit far away. Head north all the way past the drone behind the large rock. You'll see a set of two trees with a bush in the middle. Stash 19 is directly in the bush and lined up with the edge of the rock. Immediately make your way east as if going to Rock Passage. Before you cross the bridge, follow the river upstream to a tree and prone to open stash 20. Keep heading east, following the cliffs until you find yourself between the last two electrical pylons on the northeast side of the map. Right between two bushes, you will find stash 21. Now you'll head south and make your way up the resort. I typically never go for this one because I'm a scaredy cat, but stash 22 is located between the two rocks next to a small bush and tree directly across from the resort's playground. Head slightly southwest down the rocks and make your way to the drunk tank on top of the bridge near a power station. Go under the bridge and you'll find stash number 23. Head back east, following the pylons until you come across the second pylon. At the base of the pylon on the left side, you'll see stash 24 in the brown brush. Keep following east down to the next pylon and cut across to your right when you see the small hill with a few trees on it. Stash 25 is in the middle of the two trees close to the edge. Next, head slightly east in the direction of the wall. Keep your eyes out for the old railway. Stash 26 will be on your left next to some brush and a few trees. Go directly west from here up to the radio tower. Go around to the west side of the tower and Stash 27 is inside a bush right up against a fence and on the back side of the red shack. Okay, so these next few ones can be a bit difficult to find, but if you make your way slightly southeast of the tower, you'll find Stash 28 in a bush that is near two large flat-looking rocks. You can also see a ruined cabin from this direction as well. Start going a bit west until you happen upon a large hill. South of this hill is a tall tree with a very scrawny tree next to it. Between them is Stash 29. I actually forgot where I was going here, but remember that ruined cabin I said you could see at 28? Yeah, just go there and look for where the attached shed is, and you'll find Stash 30 on the back side of it. Next, go all the way east to the side where Road to Customs Extract is. Follow the river until you come across a sandy-looking bank with a rock and a bush. Inside the bush is Stash 31. Follow the river south until you come across a larger sandy bank with some felled trees. Under the dead log to the right is Stash 32. Make sure you're on the right side to open it. Keep following south in line with the train carts, and in between the last two carts in some bushes is Stash 33. Head west, following the shore, and avoid getting too close to the CCP temp area. There are landmines all over. Keep heading west, parallel to the crane, and you'll find a large rock. On the northeast side of this rock is Stash 34. Go directly south from this rock and you will see two entrances into the crane area. Take your entrance on the left and immediately turn the corner right, and inside, Stash 35 is located amongst a bunch of tires and blends in really well. Sneaky, sneaky BSG. Head back out across the road going west and pass a ruined cabin with a ruined shack behind it. North of the ruined shack are some rocks and a bush. Stash 36 is inside said bush. Now run your happy little butt into the high traffic area known as the pier and run all the way back to the lighthouse extract. Stash 37 is right next to the concrete walkway and some rocks on the ground on the right side. Make your way back out of the pier and keep heading west down the shoreline. You'll come across 4 metal box-shaped structures, which are used as changing rooms. Stash 38 is in the ground on the northwest structure. Keep walking down the shore past a rock in the storm drain and you'll see a medium-sized rock in the middle of the sand. Stash 39 is located on the east side of this rock. Last but not least, make your way all the way to Scab Island, cross the boat, and head to the building on the left side, and right in between the building and a lumber pile is Stash 40, the final stash in Shoreline. I hope so far this tutorial has been helpful, but I did a bit more than just taking my time to learn these stashes. Out of 6 raids, I extracted 5 times after hitting 15 or more stashes before extracting. As you can see here in my extremely disgusting inventory, what is outlined in red is everything I was able to pull out of those raids. Keep in mind, I only looted stashes and did not include any items found in the wild, on scabs, or other players. After selling everything outlined in red, I came out with an averaged 410,000 rubles per run for roughly 30 minutes of my time. Doing stash runs is easier said than done, especially if you want to do your best to avoid players. I recommend bringing yourself a trizip for space and at least a decent mid-range gun if possible. Now I'd like to show you 3 different stash routes that I like to take to end up on the safe side but extract with maximum profit. This first route assumes you have spawned on the west side of the map closest to village. Depending if you don't want to get close to the resort or power station, you can skip the terminal and just hit the swamp instead. You can even hit both and extract at Rock Passage if it's up, and you'll easily hit 18 to 20 stashes just on the west side of the map alone. Route 2 assumes you'll be starting around the crane. Typically, I try to avoid the shoreline as it's easy to be sniped from there, but out of my 5 successful runs, I did this exact route twice and extracted starting from the crane spawn location. If you don't feel comfortable hitting the shoreline and cutting across a gas station, feel free to run back behind resort or power station and change up this route to hit all those stashes along the way. Route 3 assumes you'll be starting around Road to Customs Extract, hitting all the stashes along the river and making your way north around the back side of the resort through Rock Passage. Just remember, if you ever don't feel comfortable going a certain way, trust your gut instinct and sounds around you. By following the routes I have provided, you'll generally avoid most players, and at most, you'll encounter player scabs making their way to extracts on the west side of the map. Since the market changes this wipe, I had to find a new way to rat around for cash on my PMC runs. And I was pleasantly surprised how lucrative stash runs can really be. If you enjoyed watching this video and found my tutorial helpful in any way, please hit that subscribe button and leave in the comments below if you would like me to come back and do stashes for the rest of the maps. Maybe if you feel like supporting my stream, click on the link in the description and drop me a follow. I always play with viewers, and I'd be more than happy to teach stashes or Tarkov in general to anyone who needs help. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, here's a quick message from Sam.
I'd like to thank you all for staying to the end of this video, and if you did enjoy it, a like is always appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date with all my latest content, then you can hit that little red button below and subscribe to the channel. It really would mean the world to me. 80% of you, according to YouTube's analytics, that watch my videos are not subscribed, so if you do feel like doing it, hit that little red button. It's free and it makes me feel special. It might even get me rock hard, who knows. And if you want to play with me or many other people, then hit up the link in the description and join my Discord. There's people there that play Tarkov and many other games. Hit me up, we can play together sometime too. If you're a fan on how the gameplay looked in this video, then that's thanks to the long-term sponsor of the channel, Shadow. Shadow can turn any PC, tablet, phone or Mac into a high-powered gaming PC using cloud gaming. Unlike Stadia or GeForce Now, you aren't just paying for a gaming big picture mode, but a Windows desktop client with top-of-the-range hardware located at your local data center. If you have an internet connection of 15 megabytes or more and fancy giving this a go, then click the link in the description. It will take you to their website where you can do more research and find out if Shadow is available where you are. If you decide to sign up using the code Samosh, will give you money off your first month. And once again, thank you for staying to the end of the video. I love every one of you. I'll see you next time. Enjoy your evening.